Aquarius workshop, the illusory fear of your greatness. I start with a quote from Pathwork Lecture 212 with the title Claiming the Total Capacity for Greatness. And the quote is as follows. When it comes to your real greatness, you become very inhibited, ashamed, even afraid, and you hold back what you could be, what you sense you already are. End of quote from Pathwork Lecture 212. It is a curious phenomenon that we feel ashamed or fearful or humiliated when we show the best side of ourselves with all the loving and generous impulses. We go to great lengths to make ourselves smaller. That seems safer, more comfortable and less embarrassing. That shame about ourselves, that embarrassment about real feelings and about the inner beauty of the true self is pride, a distortion of humility. Another reason we find it frightening to claim our greatness is that the little ego wants to feel superior and needs the admiration of others. The neurotic child wants to compete with others and then subdue them. That selfish attitude creates guilt and the belief that we don't deserve to be great. Another obstacle to the realization of our greatness is the ego pride that fears the inner evil within us. That part identifies with evil and doesn't know that the hatred, guilt, cruelty and pettiness are only temporary distortions that can be transformed into light and love. But that misconception about our identity can change if we acknowledge and accept the negativity without denying our greatness. In this workshop, you will explore with a loving curiosity the illusory fear of our greatness through 3 themes from the Pathwork lectures. And I start with the first theme. Greatness is going through your pain. If we can endure the pain that others have inflicted on us, then we can also constructively feel the pain that we have inflicted on others and know that it is our birthright to be happy and content. A change will occur when we gently face, feel and accept the real guilt of our restraint, resentment and hatred. Feeling the pain of guilt will transform the pain into energy, light, hope, joy, peace, love and beauty. The next quote stems from Pathwork Lecture 201. Yes, they have made mistakes. I have made mistakes. They were blind and groping, and so was I. They were in darkness. I was in darkness. This is regrettable, but this is what we are all here for. And I now lift my head in the dignity of who I am. I know the greater power within me will help me to feel pain I have given and pain I have received. This attitude can now be cultivated and pursued, my friends. You do have the courage. You do have the greatness. You do have the possibility in your own inner system to feel this and become stronger and better, not weaker and worse as you fear. End of quote from Pathwork Lecture 201. The second theme. Greatness is to be humble. A humble attitude is collectively confused with submission, self-effacement, servility, and self-rejection. Nothing could be further from the truth. The truth is that a humble person has a courageous attitude to accept oneself with gentleness, to understand the spiritual laws, to patiently walk this path of inner growth, to put God above everything and to realize that we are part of a greater whole, to give the best of oneself to life, to be honest in truth, and to take self-responsibility. The next quote stems from Pathwork Lecture 212. If you lack humility, you cannot allow your greatness to come forth. But in humbleness, there will be no need to hold back your greatness. There will be no pushing and no proving. It will be acquired in a knowing. It is then entirely unimportant and unnecessary that others recognize you. End of quote from Pathwork Lecture 212. The third and last theme. Greatness is showing leadership. Self-purification resulting from self-acceptance and identification with the true self develops leadership. We begin with leadership for this lifetime, with responsibility for this planet and for the introduction of the Aquarian age. Leadership means giving truly and selfishly out of a desire to be a humble instrument of God, for the purpose of enriching the world. Leaders have the greatness to be impartial and objective, and they are able to confront, receive criticism, take risks, and deal with frustration. The last quote stems from Pathwork Lecture 237. When you have come to your own resources, to your own inner greatness, because these lessons are being learned, you must be in one way or another a leader. Leadership does not always take the form of visible outer manifestation. It also exists in a more subtle ways. In fact, it is always begins in more subtle, unnoticeable ways. But you will be an authority in your own right in the best sense of the word. End of quote from Pathwork Lecture 237. I wish you peace and all the best. Thank you.